Today we're going to be talking about the moments where you have trouble engaging your imagination for a character or actually believing in their circumstances. You might be feeling like you don't have access to your imagination sometimes, and it might show up as you're getting some sides, or you even sometimes book a project. And it's happened to a client of mine who booked the lead in a feature, and then she couldn't relate whatsoever. So she wasn't feeling connected to the story, to the character, and though she was completely there and completely free, and they enjoyed her and booked her for the lead role in this feature, it was a couple years ago, she wasn't able to really get her juices going, right? And so you might have felt that when you audition. Maybe you feel like the role is totally not you, or you can't relate, or you really want to, but it's so far, like the circumstances, the life circumstances might be so different than yours that it's really feeling like too big of a stretch to go there, and you're not believing it yourself. Let's say that you're being cast for a serial killer, which is such a graphic example, of course, and you might not be able to relate, to believe the circumstances, because you would never do that. And so in a way, you're feeling stuck with having to kind of fake it, having to kind of put something on so that you do the job, but it's not fulfilling for you. It's actually feeling like it's dry and closed up. You're not being open, and it's not fun, right? That's not why you joined acting. You want it to be completely open. You want to be able to dive into those circumstances without any effort. It shouldn't be hard work. You want to be able to connect, meet them, get to know them, and really have your imagination be there for you. Not that you have to work hard and pull on it and force it, right? Because when you're pushing and forcing, it's not fun for you. You don't end up actually being the character. And of course, you're not impacting your audience when you do that. And so you might have tried different tricks, right? You might have tried like, oh, okay, I get an idea of this character. I'm just gonna do it this way, do it the idea, and I'm dropping the authenticity, and I'm never mind if I can't really get it or I can't really believe it, I'll just put something on top of it. You might have tried, what do people even call it? Because we don't do that in our work. Substitution. And of course, that's such hard work, and you're inventing a whole other world outside of this one to kind of get the emotion that you think you should have. So again, you're not feeling really that you're having fun when you're acting. It's a little stiff, it's pressed, it's pushed, it's fake. You're not having fun. No one's having fun, right? If you're not there, no one in the audience is there. No one in the audition room is there with you. You're not fooling anyone. When you're not there, it's dead, right? So let's look at actually the reasons why, because the reasons why you can't get your imagination to engage, or you don't believe in the circumstances, is usually not why you think so. So you may think that that's happening because the character is too different from you, too foreign, and that you can't relate, and it's just this time kind of thing, that it's just two different worlds and you're not meant to do that character, that kind of thing. When actually that's really not the case. What's happening is that you are having resistances inside of your instrument to feel your own emotions, right? So the way that we've been raised, conditioned, and programmed to really always fit, to be like others, to people please, to make sure that the external authorities like teachers and parents validate us and love us and keep us safe. And you've never been encouraged to actually feel the whole of who you are, like the light in you, but also the darkness, also the shadow, also the stuff like all the gremlin type of emotions and things that you want to hide from everyone else. Like you haven't been encouraged to rage, you haven't been encouraged to cry, you haven't been invited and supported in your deep, dark emotions. And they're not even negative emotions or positive, they're just darker textured, more stickier emotions. And because you've never been invited to do that at home, at school, and nowhere in the culture is it really celebrated to have deep, deep emotions or dark emotions or sticky emotions. Usually people repress them, hide them, judge them. So there's a whole part of your instrument that you don't have access to. Literally, you're cut off from more than half of your instrument because you've been raised to fit, to behave, to think like others, feel like others, and to please others. But you haven't been raised to stem from your own center. You've been raised to get out of who you are, get in line, and do what you're told, right? You haven't been raised and encouraged to just blossom as your whole entire self. So because you're cut off from your instrument, it's no surprise that when you'll have humans that you can, like humans, I'm calling them humans more than characters, that you have an opportunity to defend, you might not be able to get your juices going because your juices haven't been going for a very long time. So since you're cut off from most of your engine most of the time, here's this character that's an opportunity for you to explore more depth, more stickier stuff, things that are different from you. Well, you won't have access to it because you got so used to repressing, hiding, and fixing all your wrong or negative emotions that you won't have access to that part of you. And no matter how hard you want to have access, you will not, because your programming made sure that all the tubes in your instrument are going in the other direction. So your willpower and your effort or your working hard will do nothing in that moment. When you are disconnected from that character or even from that person in your life, it's because you're disconnected from yourself. Because we are all humans, we are all the same, we are one, and we're all different facets of one. So in order for you to feel that reciprocity, to feel that empathy, to want to defend characters, to have your imagination not even be imagination, but just be pure connection with the download of what that means when you're purely connected to someone, it's like you've known them your entire life. It's like you can finish their sentences. So that's what happens when your instrument is freed up, when you have reconnected all those cables that have been disconnected outside of you because you've been asked not to be free. You've been asked not to be instinctive. You've been asked not to be you. You've been asked to fit, to behave, to feel like what you're told, to think what you're told. So when you do the work of moving through that resistance to yourself and actually recabling everything so that you can be your whole self and blossom as your whole self, then you have access to you. Then you are present. When you are present, there is no character that you cannot connect to. There's no human that you cannot connect to because we are connected when we're present. It's energy. It's all energy. And most of your energy has been thrown out depending on everything external. And because it's not in there, there will be a lot of characters that you won't be able to genuinely connect with, that you won't be able to relate to. You won't believe in their circumstances because everything in your system, in your instrument, has been trained to back out of a certain type of emotions, right? Back out of your authenticity. So it's just like it's the door's closed. The door is completely closed, and that's why you don't have access. So what I encourage you to do, if this makes sense, and if you've found yourself stuck in similar situations where you want to defend a character, but you feel that you have no access to it, you have no imagination about it, you don't believe in the circumstances, and yet you really want to work and you're passionate about the project, I strongly encourage you to start looking within, to start looking at the blocks that have been planted and programmed inside of you so that you can finally have access to your instrument as a whole. When you have access to your instrument as a whole, when you're freely you, when you're instinctively you, then you're present. If you're present, there's no difference between you and the other. And yet there is all the difference in the world, but there's all the connection, right? If this makes sense to you, by the way, guys, if you want to have more information about making sure that your instrument is not resistant and is free and is whole, send us a DM so we can send you some more information, or you can sign up on our waiting list and let us know if you have any questions. Thanks, guys. Bye.